audio issues. So let's see. Waiting for it to come up on the device. I've been having funny thing about upgrades with let me get this straight up a little bit. There we go. Um, it seems like whenever either I upgrade the OS, okay, okay, it sounds okay. Is it? Okay, good. Um, Let me turn this sound down here. All right. It seems like whenever I upgrade the operating system on my phone or YouTube updates the app, all of a sudden I get all this. It's a codec issue. It sounds garbled, and you can't make anything out. So I'm hoping I just checked on the another device here that seemed to be working okay. If it's not, definitely let me know in the chat. I'll have this other device here working here. Um, okay, this week highs and lows. um, the week actually started out. I'm going starting with Saturday because I have Thursday, Friday off. Um, the week started off with the tournament, and I was pretty excited about that because I've been bowling pretty good. But unfortunately, that didn't really carry over. It was a 40-foot pattern, a PBA regional 40-foot pattern, and I think I have it. Let me go get it. Let's see. All right. Um, that's kind of what it looks like. I don't have all the fancy stuff that to do that. So, for the statistics, 40 feet, 29 mils. Um, Drop rush at 37 feet, so it's 3 feet worth of stuff. It was pretty balanced out as far as left and right and stuff. But in practice, of course, the practice never goes the same thing as what you would think it would be. And I never really had a great look in practice. It wasn't a bad look. I was just trying to see what balls would react in some way, and I had a pretty good list of what I was going to use. I don't throw my solids. I mentioned this before in practice, the day before practice, because then it lane shines them up, and I like to try and have them as fresh as possible. I did start out with the Summit, and that was quite active. I by the ninth frame of the first game, I was already in the alert, and I had the alert for a couple games until the end of the third game, where I went with the Ion Pro. That was three frames, and then I went the RST Hyperdrive Pearl, and then did the Vengeance for a little bit, and then it was just starting to search for balls. Um, and oh, that's cool. Um, it it was challenging. I will say my performance was not the world's greatest, mainly because I did miss a number of makeable spares. I think I missed six. Um, Only one 10 pin, and that was in the eighth game when I mentioned to somebody while I was going into it, I haven't missed a 10 pin yet. And it was one of my last balls I threw. I think, what was it? Let's see, that's 10, 9, 8. Yeah, the seventh frame I missed this in the last game. Seventh frame I missed a 7 pin, then I followed up with missing a 10 pin. So I covered both corners. Other than that, for the most of the day, I was fine on all my corners. I think I missed a 4, and I know I missed a 3. But the killer was the 6 10s. I missed uh I think 3 or 4 of them. Let's see, there's one. Um, I did make a number of them, but 1, 2, 3. Okay, I missed 3 of those. Um, just a hair to the left. I stood in my normal position, but I must have pulled it or something. I don't know. I know I was having thumb issues. My thumb was I'm in my largest grip. I use Turbo Grip, and it doesn't make a difference what the name is. Uh, and from the beginning, it was tight, and that was my largest one, and I can't go any further. So I was using lots of Easy Slide, but I was hanging up in it, and I'm not blaming that, but that's just what happened by me pulling it a little bit to the left. So all in all, my first game, what was the killer on that one? Opened a 3-6-10, then a 1-3-6-10, then a strike, then a 10 spare strike, 6-10. There made one 6 and a 10, picked up another one, 6-10, picked up another one, then 1-2-4-10, and then a 5-9. So there I had the first game. I had 3-6-10s. I made them all. I thought, okay, we got this underway. Little did I know I was going to eventually miss them. I counted up um, my performance overall, and other than the second game, I never got more than two strikes a game. Usually only one. Let's see. There's two, one, two. Oh, that was a good game. That had four. That was 190. Last game, did I get any? One. So I had like 62 spare attempts out of 8 games. So that lets you know how my strike game was going. Not too good. Two really good games. My second game and my seventh game. My second game was 189, and my seventh game was a 190. The 189, my opens. I had one that was a 210, and my 190 game that should have been easily a 220, 230. I missed a six pin, 3 pin, and a 610. So there's 33 right there. That was should have been a 223. So that was my own fault. Um, but once again, it was getting near the end. My thumb was sticking. So I missed the three by the way I went at it. I tried not put my thumb in the whole way, and of course it fell out early, and I missed it. Same thing with the 6 pin. Thumb was out early, and that one went over. And then a 610, of course, was to the left. I did pick a 610 though. Yeah, that was in the last game because I swore that after missing three 6 pins to the left, there was no way I was going to do it. If anything, I'd throw it in the gutter. Well, the next one I threw, I picked off the 10 pin, left the 6 pin, but by golly, I didn't throw it in the gutter. So the overall performance, oh yeah, the third game, I had a 146 the first game because, like I said, I had 3-6-10. I left the 3-1-3-6-10. Um, then it was strike, 10 spare, a 10 pin spare, strike, 6-10 spare, 6-10 spare, 6-10 spare, a 1-2-4-10. I left the 1-2-10, and in a 5-9, I left the 5 pin. So that was a 146. So uh, that was not the most fun game. I came back though with 189 the second game clean, and I felt was starting to feeling really good. It was coming off my hand as best it could with my thumb. Uh, the third game is when it got bad because I struck. I had a 1-2-4, and then a 3-4-5-7-8, and I struck. I picked it up, and then the next ball I stuck in the lanes and I went flying forward, and I landed. My hands were in the oil and everything. I looked up and that ball struck. It was flush. It was probably the best ball I ever threw for the whole day, and I couldn't count it. I had to go clean up because I was all full of oil. I came back later and struck the next one, and then I started thinking about my feet, not worrying about. And when I went back to the other lane, and that was 136. Then I had a 5 spare, a 3 spare, then a 138, and a three I missed in the 10th frame. That was a 126. So that was my low game. I was thinking about my foot the whole time. I'm not making excuses. This is just a mental process. If you can't put 100% focus on your game, guess what? You're not going to score that well. So the following after that, 126, 157, 169, 154, 190, and 142 my last game because I missed two 610s, a 7 and a 10. No, I missed, yeah, two 610s, a 7 and a 10. Um, I did pick up one 610 though. I opened with a 610, I missed it. 6-9-10, picked that up. Then a 6-10, picked it up. I figured this is pretty cool. Then a 6-10, I chopped a 10. Then a 1-2-4 picked that up. I struck. I missed a 7 pin, missed a 10 pin, a 5-9, and then I picked off the 4-7-9. And I struck. Spared. Ended up with a 5, so I pulled out a 142. So there was um, my magnificent season opener. I ended up in last place, of course. There was one guy below me, but he withdrew. So I just throw that away because he didn't bowl all 8 games. He could have scored really well and buried me away. Everybody, I cry as we're going from lane to lane, and I'll go talk to people. They're sitting there going like, "Gene, we're catching up to you. We're chasing you. We're chasing you." So there was a lot of people that really didn't do that good. I was fortunate enough to cross next to Parker Bone on the right and Mika Kovinyevi on the left. Parker's first 2 games were sub 200. They were still high, but I mean, they were sub 200, and he was on reactive. The third game, he went into reactive and stayed that way for the rest of the thing. And I think he qualified. I know in the top five. Mika qualified in the top five, and I think Tom Hess, I think, qualified at the top. I saw 1 300. There was a bowler next to me, shot a 300. He was crossing with Parker. He was Abante. He was, I think, qualified third, maybe. So it was pretty good. Uh, 40 foot was not that bad. I didn't play the lanes right. My ball choices were okay, but I went yesterday, stopped off, and I visited a little bit with Eugene McEwen to offer my condolences of the passing of his father, and we were talking a little bit about his dad, and then we talked about the tournament itself. And I told him what was going on. He basically said, "Gene," he says, "on that pattern at that house, you got to play over the third arrow." I said, "Oh, I never thought." And he says, "Hey, after you're 126," he says, "it's time to experiment." So I learned something. After I shoot like that, it's time to experiment rather than trying doing the same old thing. And he says, I told him, I says, "Isn't that the definition of stupidity to do the same thing over and expect different results?" And he says, "No, that's insanity." I go, "Okay, fine." So we had a good meeting. I really felt bad. Um, uh, Rest in peace, Don McCune. It was a good little meeting we had. He's going to be at Carpentersville next weekend. I'm going to be there. I see that Chris Barnes is going to be there. I haven't looked recently on there, so that should be kind of fun. I'm looking forward to that. So in all, the tournament wasn't great for me. But I think last year, I think I started out the tournament season in last place. So there's no let's be on the positive point. I didn't get any worse than last year. So I opened the season up. So we'll see what happens. A matter of fact, outside the door, I've got 6 balls, and I had 2 balls come in yesterday. So I got to get those in before my wife gets home. Hopefully she doesn't watch these things. There's a whole bunch of Brunswick balls. The New Crown Victory, a couple others. Um, I, I, I'll get them in when I'm done. Saturday mixed. I was a little bit late from the tournament because we got out and it was I think 3:30 by the time we were done, and at 3:30 court clock, and we started at 5, so I missed the first game. I did come to the second game. Wasn't that great. It was 159, and then the third game was 214 after a couple balls. I only brought like 2 balls. I brought the alert in, and I think I brought the Theorem Pearl. No, not the alert. Yes, the alert and the Theorem Pearl. I was trying to open up with the alert. That wasn't working too well. I went to the Theorem Pearl, and that was it. Because all the rest of my balls, I brought 15 balls with me, and they were in the car on there. So I just had to hurry up and get in. So it wasn't that great of an outlook. But I think the first game 159. I don't think there was a lot of strikes. I didn't have time to warm up. Not making excuses, but that's just, it's reality. And then I think I don't think I missed any spares. I don't think I missed any 10 pins. I think I picked up a 610. Yay. Um, I just don't think I struck much the first game. The second game I struck a lot more with a 214. I did have some open frames, but they were splits. So I was trying to figure out the lanes. On Sunday Sport League, I had a bad second game, and once again, it was really weird. I stuck. and on that one I had a 125, but I had a lot of splits on that game. I opened up with a 201, and this is on Chameleon, and I think I don't know if next week we've got Chameleon or a new pattern. I'll have to take a look. But on all three of my chameleons, I actually did quite well. The first week on chameleon, I think I did maybe a low five. The second one, it was like a 570 or something like that, because I had a 230 something or 240 something. And then in the last week, of course, I did a 515, and on chameleon, that's fine. It was 201, 125, and then 189. On my Sunday mixed, I learned an awful lot on my release. I'm still always working on that to try and make it work. And I discovered something on the last game on the Sunday Sport League. I moved inside with my Phase 2 Pearl, and I started throwing between second and third, slow, maybe about 11 miles an hour, maybe 12, according to their marking. What the actual is, I don't know, but I'm just going with what the marking was. So it's about 11 and a half, 11.9, 11.8. If I did 12.5 on their markings, let's just go. I was getting washouts, which a lot of that 125 game was. I was throwing a little bit too fast. And if for 12.5 maybe fast, but for my rev rate, that's too fast. I was going further down than I was going into the thing. So I slowed it down and I moved in between second and third. And that's when I got my 189. The 201 I just struck a lot. I got actually lucky on that. I was on the outside, and I want to say I was maybe using my ion. Oh no, I was using the Zero Mercy solid at over to about 10, and that was seemed to be working well. But that went away, and then I tried to move inside with that, and it just wasn't working. So I tried to move outside, and that definitely wasn't working. It's too strong of a ball. But the third game was definitely my theorem pearl. I mean my phase 2 pearl, and going up about 15. I mean about 12, between 12 and 15, second and third arrow. And that seemed to work, but I had to do it really slow. And that's where I discovered I wait till the last minute, and then I just kind of flick up on the release and let it roll off. And that was actually working quite well. So I carried that into my Sunday night because I had just done that earlier in the day. And Sunday night, the mixed started with a 171, a 202, and a 267. Okay, here's the 267. All right, I had the front nine. I wasn't thinking 300, but I had the front nine. I was just feeling good about it. So I went into the 10th frame, and what do you think happened? I went up there, went to release, I stuck. There it went. It was a 4 pin. My thumb was so huge at that time, I was having difficulty. I literally was, as I was going to ready to release, I manually yanked my thumb out every time. And I told the guys, I says, I don't know how long this is going to last, but it's just not coming off. And I had tons of easy slide on it. I have no larger thing, but I had just bowled 8 games. Now I'm on, I mean, day before 2 games under, so there's 10. Then I was going to Sport Shot, which was 13. So 13 games, my thumb was quite used. It's big in the first place, but it was quite used, and I threw it. I stuck. I did not on the approach. I did not get the strike. I had a 4 pin. I throw my spare ball. Guess what? Barely came off my thumb. Went over. I missed the 4 pin. So that was my 267. I should have taken my thumb a little bit out and thrown it at the 4, but it stuck and it went to the left. That's life. I don't care. The series was a 640. I'll take it. Okay. On Monday, very very. I'm fresh. On the Monday league, we have a lot. That was actually two 300s, I think, that night. Uh, it's a very, very competitive night. I talked to the oil guy. He has the same kind of pattern amongst the rest of them, but he says he puts a little bit more oil out there because of the amount of revs that are out there. There's a lot of young guys, a lot of two-handers out there. So he says he puts a little bit more oil on there. On fresh, I have to take a look. I do keep track of this. Um, I would have to take a look and see. My first games on Fresh are usually pretty good. Transition starts setting in depending upon who you're bowling with. My first game on Monday was a 246. It was a very, very good game. We all shot really well. I think one guy had the front 9 or 10 on my team. The next game was a 190, which I'll take a 190, and my last game was a 185. So it was a 621 series, and I was very happy about that. Very happy about that. Um, the Tuesday senior league, I started out with a 191, and I don't think I missed any single pin spares either on Sunday night or even on Monday. So I'm kind of making up for the really lousy tournament that I did with my six makeable spares. But once again, 6 out of 62 attempts, not too bad. But six is still six. That's 66 pins that would have got me out of last place, guaranteed. So I will say my missing spares cost me last place. Um, my first game was a 191. Second was a 217. Last one was a 201. And realistically, I don't think I missed any makeable spares. I did not have clean games because I had a 710. I know on one of them I had I had a 4-9. And then I think I may have had 8-10, possibly. There was some splits in there. But it ended up being a 609. And once again, anytime I can hit a 600, I'm very, very happy about that. Wednesday last night at Centennial, we played the same team last week, and this was position round, I think. And we played them again on the same pair, 13 and 14. I think it was my first game, either my first game or my second. It might have been my second game. On the left side, on 13, I had a bucket. I got three, so I was 6-3. Went and got a strike, came back on the left lane, hit a 1-2-4-10. Picked that 1-2-4, left to 10. So I had a 6-3. Went on the right lane again, 14, struck. Came up on the other one. I had the Greek church. Uh and then I think this 9 pin fell down. So I had once again a six, and of course I didn't make it. So it was a 6-3 or something like that. Something like that happened. It was a split, and it was another 6-3. So I had six strike. No, I had 6-3 strike, 6-3 strike, 6-3. So I changed balls. I did a lot of changing of balls. I went through all my balls. Um, and I moved in, and I got a 6 pin. I picked it up. So that was different. So then I get up in the 10th frame, and I think I got, maybe it was a 3-6-10, 3-6-7-10. Anyway, it was another 6-10 split. And it might have been another 1-2-4-10, I don't remember. So 6-3 strike, 6-3 strike, 6-3 strike, 9 spare, 6-3, 6-3 open frame. That was the game, 148. Second game was not that much better. And the other guys, the other team, they had one lefty there. He had about, I would say, nine boards worth of play, and he was the only lefty that night. I think he shot a 778 or 787, something like that, high sevens. He was just unstoppable. The other guys, similar to last week, they threw between the second and third arrow, and were striking like crazy. Tonight, Wednesday night, their first game they struck like crazy. The second game, they were starting to get not their hits. They all had at least about 5 or 10 boards of them. We unfortunately had a number of 10 pins, 7 pins, a couple two 710s, other things like that, which once again we weren't getting to carry. However, we did like we did last week. We didn't get series, but we all came back. I shot a 212 in the last game. I shot a 511 for the night, and with a 148 and 151. I will take a 511. And so we did take two. They got 5 points. They did not do very good. They don't move a heck of a lot. They had a lot of room. Like I said, the lefty had about at least 7 or 8 boards, and a lot of the righties had probably around 7 or 8 boards too. So they had a lot of room. We had maybe about 5 boards if we were lucky. Pat on our team, our second guy,
He shot really well. I think he shot maybe a 620 or a 640. So he did really good. He has a Summit, and he spins the ball a little bit, but it was working for him. So congratulations to him. He was the top bowler. The rest of us were all in the fives, and we were, the carry was there. The carry was not there. But I don't think I did miss a 10 pin though. I dropped a 10 pin in the gutter, but I didn't miss any more of them. I had a heck of a lot of them. I don't think I missed any 6 pins. I did miss a 3 pin. Um, and I have been going between either going to left at it or going to the right at it. And the problem with the right at it, if the ball, me going, it's there, and I go from the right side and I throw at it as I'm throwing normal. I do that same thing with 9 pins. The problem with that is sometimes I will drop the ball a little bit too early. It comes out of my hand, and I'll miss it to the right. It's a big fight between me and going to the left of it at, because sometimes I'll go at a 3 pin and I will miss it that way. A 9 pin, I will miss to the right. So it's a battle with me. I think on Saturday I'm gonna try back to the left side and throw it at it like I'm throwing cross lane and see what happens. Um, it's never consistent on those 2 pins. Either I'm on for the night or I'm not off on the night. But that's my only thing. The fours are fine, sevens are fine, tens are fine, 6 tens, except for the tournament, are fine. And I usually go with the 6 tens from the right. I usually go 3 6 tens from the left throwing to the right. Um, but I will try it again and just concentrate and see what happens. Um, I do have the tournament in Carpentersville, March 13th and 14th. 13th practice, 14th I think is qualification. And I think then they'll also have the finals that day too. So if you happen to be anywhere around Carpentersville, Illinois, it's out west a little bit from me. Feel free to stop on by. Um, it should be fun. Let me see what the actual times are. Let me look on my other device here. Let's see, PBA. What's the schedule is? Um, let's see, and hopefully, let's see if the sound is still going. Okay, good. I was just checking to see if the sound is still going. Um, PPA Tour Regional. Let's see, we got here Liberty Lanes, March 13th, March 14th. Um, let's see what the schedule is. Friday, March 13th is practice. Saturday, 8 a.m. 7 games, and then round of 16 at 4, and then round of 4 immediately following the round of 8. Oh, best of 16, then a round of 8 immediately following, and then the round of 4 immediately following, and a round of 2 immediately following. So that's what that schedule looks like. And the pattern is regional oil pattern 43. So I'll take a look at that. Let's see who might be there. Okay, let's see. All right. Gary Allstott, Chris Barnes, um, Billy Froberg. Let's see. Michael Haggett will be there. Tom Hess will be there. Jeff Johnson. Um, oh, Steve is going to be. John Marcello is going to be. Eugene McCune is going to be there. Um, and anybody else? Okay, so that looks pretty cool. So it's going to be pretty good. It's 8 o'clock. I'll probably leave here about 5:30 in the morning. It takes about an hour and a half to get there, but I like to get there early. I don't think it's worth getting a motel. I'll take a look, see. But I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully my performance will be a little better than that. 43-foot pattern should be okay, playable. Um, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. After last week's disaster, I got to see whether or not it's there. Like I said, I'm still bowling well. Oops, I'm still bowling well. Um, I'm just was a little disappointed, and I'm mostly disappointed in my spare game. I made up for it in league. by not missing many spares at all. I think I said, like I said last night, I dropped one 10 pin out of about a half a dozen or so. Four pins. I don't think I missed any four pins. I don't think I missed any seven pins. The buckets, I did miss two buckets. Did pick 1, 2, 4, 5. I figured, okay, I got it, and then I got a bucket and left the 8 pin. Got a second bucket and left the 8 pin. So, and I didn't get ripped off. It was a little bit to the left, so it was all me. Especially when you throw a spare ball, it's all you. You want to blame the lanes, it doesn't work. Um, I was happy with the way the ball was coming off my hand. The scores just didn't reflect that. I know I got a stone 8 out of all of it, but a couple other people were getting stone 8, so I was pretty popular. Um, I didn't know I got a stone 9, so that was kind of interesting. It just was I just was not caring, and that's fine. That's kind of I'm still surprised that what was it about a month ago now that I shot the 700. Um, I have a hard time shooting sixes there. I think maybe this year I maybe have one or two. It's usually in the lower mid fives, and if I have a really bad night, it'll be in the high fours. But that one night, and I was just very surprised, happy, but very surprised. So the good things were the release was fine. The targeting was pretty good. I didn't miss too much. I did pull a couple, and unfortunately, my last frame, even though I got a 212, that should have been a 220 something. Um, One of the few times I pulled it a little, and unfortunately I paid with it with a 210 split, or no, a 6-7 split, and that killed the 10th frame. Otherwise, that would have been either 220 or 230, especially since I think I was coming up to that with five in a row. So that was a little disappointing. At least give me something I can make a spare with, but I tried and it didn't work. So I will take a 212 though, and I will take a 511 for my crappy first couple games. Um, my balls. Let me go see what I got in today. I know what I ordered, but let me see. Uh, oh, it's stealth mode hybrid. Okay. Yeah, some of the laser. That stealth mode hybrid is one that I got in there. The Crown Victory Pearl and a couple others. Um, so I've got to get those out. The other day I got my Bionic and Concept in. I want to try and I don't know if I'm going to get any of those drilled for the tournament. Um, I may, it may. I'll decide next week. I'm not getting anything drilled this week. I may do it next week. I think I may want to get the Concept drilled, um, just to see how that goes. Um, The other ones I'll have to decide on. Actually, a lot of the balls that I have been actually working very quite well for me lately, so I don't anticipate really going hog wild and getting a whole bunch drilled for next weekend. I probably will think about it as we approach the regular season, the national tour in April. I'm not going to do the Fort Myers because I will be in Disney with my oldest son for my birthday week, and we're trying to make me and him are trying to make a annual thing. We did it in 2021, 22, 23, 24 last year. I turned 70, so we it was quite special. This year, of course, I'll be 71. And actually we'll be there on my birthday on the Friday. Last year we had to go the week before because Christmas, I mean not Christmas, yeah, Christmas. Boy, am I getting old. Easter was on my birth around my birthday, so it was absolutely outrageous as far as prices are concerned. This year it's not. So we got the week of my birthday from the 13th to the 17th, and that's exactly when Fort Myers is. From Fort Myers is the World Series up around Minnesota, and I'll be going on that. And then we'll be starting the whole the whole tour. Let's see, what have I got set up here? Let's go here. Schedule. I'm looking at it. I want to get it so I can start signing up. Okay. Can you do that yet? Nope, nope. Okay. I won't be at the Villages, but the World Series, yes. Following the World Series, I will not be going to out west. The Senior Open will not be there. Colorado, Super Senior Classic in Vegas, Super Senior Masters in Vegas, or the Fire Lake Classic in Shawnee, Oklahoma. That's a little bit too far for me to drive. On June 7th, so actually the month of June, May, the month of May and June after, yeah, because April's the World Series, then starts May. I will not be on tour. June 17th to the 20th is David Smalls in Anderson, Indiana, which I will be at. The South Shore Classic, which is the closest one to me. That's like half hour away, if that much. Olympia Lanes, that's June 22nd to 25th. I'll be at that one. And then I'll be going to Columbus, Ohio, July 2nd to the 8th for the PBA 60 World Series of Bowling. And then I'm looking forward to the Akron Classic at Riviera Lanes. I've never bowled at Riviera Lanes, and it's got quite a history. So I'm looking forward to that. No matter how I bowl, I'll actually bowl at that facility because of all the history of it. And then I know I said last year I would never go back, but I'm going back. I'm going to be doing the Bud Moore Classic, and I will not be doing the Norfolk, Virginia, because that is, I'll be coming home, um, and then driving another. This one's going to be at least 12 to 14 hours again, and I'll be coming off of like a 10 to 12 hour drive, and that's just too much. So my Bud Moore will be the last of my national tour out there. So I'm looking forward to it. I know I'll be doing some regionals in between there. Um, I think there. Oh, I'm going to be doing. Let's see which one I'm going to be doing in between there. Um, I know I'm going to be doing Billy Froberg's, and I think he said that was the June 26th, something like that, in between. So let's see. Liberty Lanes. That's I'm doing that one, and then what else we got? Um, let's see, we got Midwest or Central. Central. I will not be doing Galleon. That's on March 27th to 29th. Um, let's see what else is there. But I won't be doing that one. The Worcester one, in Worcester, Ohio, April 10th to 12th. I'm still debating on that. I'll have to take a look and see if I'll do that one. Let's see what else I'm looking. Oh, the uh, in Ripon, Wisconsin. That's uh, let's see what we got here. That's Bill Fabian's one, and I'm looking at possibly doing that one. It's Ripon, Wisconsin, April 24th, 20 to 26th. I think that's between something. I have to take a look how it compares to the others. And then let's see what after that. Not that one. Okay, Ripon. After Ripon, what else comes up? Lorraine. Oh, that's the kids. I don't know if I'll do that. That's the same thing as Bill's, I think. What's after that? Anything? Midwest. Oh, that's right around the time of World Series, maybe? No, that's Moorhead. I'll have to take a look at that. Who knows? Um, what else is there? Oh, that's kids. Strike and Spare Kids, May 22nd. Um, just looking Midwest, Carthage, Missouri. That's a kids tour. Uh, I know there was some talk about some other stuff coming up. South, 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 east, northwest, northwest, east, south. Yeah, so I gotta wait for them to open up because I'll be doing some regionals in there. But other than that, overall, the week was good. Had high points, low points, and like I said, with the tournament, it is what it is. They let me know that I have to concentrate more on my spares because, like I said, missing six makeables was totally unacceptable. Um, and then the striking, whether or not the striking, like I said, the lack of striking thereof, that's just me learning. I'm not going to blame, and I'm not going to blame anything. The conditions were the way where they were. Obviously, they were playable because there were high scores and there were some 300s. Overall, the scores were lower, and a lot of people struggled. Um, a lot of 610s and a lot of 1 2 4 10s. I'm looking at both sides of everybody around me. And the 610s were the most prevalent. The ball would take and just take off and leave a 610. I had tons of them. Missed three, but I had tons of them. And the 1 2 4 10s. I had a lot of those too. I did pick up one of them though, but I had a lot of those. So those were the two big uh, leaves that were quite common. And after talking to Eugene a little bit, it was the line I was playing, and I should have played a different line. I definitely will next time. It's kind of funny because my thought process, which is totally wrong, is that okay, I'm really struggling, and this is a line that I'm very comfortable with, and I just got to make this work. That's wrong, and Eugene let me know that that's wrong. Um, he says you can't keep on doing the same thing and expecting different results, and I agree. It's a lesson learned, but that's what I'm here for is learning. Um, I'm definitely going to if I have um, struggling at one thing, it's definitely worth trying. And believe it or not, that's exactly what I did on the sports shot coming the third game, um, which got me my 189 off of coming off of 125. I could have stayed in that position and tried another ball, which is the tendency for me to do. I'm still learning at this game, even though I'll be 71. Um, I now know. I mean, it took me a whole game, a game of a 125, to make a change, and I've got to be a little bit more proactive on that. So it worked. Got to 189 by moving in and making a ball change and moving in between like around 12, 13, 14, and slowing it down a little bit and making sure my thumb comes out, even if it's a forceful pull out as I'm releasing. That made the big difference, and it also made the big difference on that almost 300, but not quite close with the 267. That was not because of style. That was because of my thumb was just not coming out on the larger hole. I'm gonna have to take one of my other um, uh, thumb slugs. I have about three blue thumb slugs that were when I first came back to bowling and got a turbo, got it, the interchangeable thumbs. My thumb was very, very small. I will never ever be able to fit in those thumb slugs again. So I have like three that are practically brand new. It's just that they need to be, routed out a little bit, and I think I'll do that to make a larger one so I have something to go to. On my senior league, I started out with that because my thumb. It's hard to tell, but my thumb is still very large. It'll probably reduce a little bit between me not bowling today and me bowling Friday. But my largest thumb was what I was throwing with in my senior league, and in the first game, after my third shot, the ball came back and there was no thumb slung in it. So it fell out. Fortunately, it was my pink one. And I went up to the desk and I says, if you guys can find a nice pink thumb slug back there on this one lane, I know it's on that lane. I'd really appreciate it. So I went with my next uh, uh, one down and I poured tons of easy slide on it. And then they came back and they says, hey, Gene, we got it. So I was able to go back to that one and have a halfway decent thumb, but I got to make one a little bit larger. just to have another alternative on it. I have three sizes, and I have one of the sizes I keep in my spare ball, and it's a little bit larger, but not as large as the pink one, and it's a green one. The other one I have is a purple one, and I have a couple purple ones, but they're both the same size, so it doesn't make that much of a. And one of them has the little nibs of the turbo thing broken off, so I have to play with tape, silicone tape on the outside to make sure it fits and doesn't fall out. So, but that's it. I should probably go, or I wish I could have gone to a different brand, either a Vice or a Jopo, or whatever it is, because of their screwing capability. But the number of balls that I have got drilled with turbo, it would just not make sense for me to change at this point in time. I'm with turbo. I'm stuck with turbo, and that's fine. And there's nothing wrong with turbo. It's just that those little things snap off an awful lot. Uh, but it's still a good thumb slug. I just my problem is not those the snapping off. It's my problem is just basically the size in my thumb growing because of the amount of bowling that I'm doing. Beyond that, um, oh, I pulled out the combat, and that got me my 267, um, the 9 in a row. Uh, every once in a while I'll go and I'm throwing it a lot better. My release is a lot better when I'm doing it correctly, and my revs are increasing. Nowhere near anybody on the pro level, but I mean it's fast for me. It's there's some revolutions. Eugene has been helping me with that, and since then, I've been going back to some of the older balls that really didn't work too well, but I never really gave them a chance because it was there. The one was the Theorem Pearl, which got me 2 700s. I pulled out the original Combat, and I think one of the newer balls I got on the porch out there, I think is the newer Combat one. Um, I pulled it out and I said, let me give it a try. And I think I brought that out on Monday. Or did I bring it out on Sunday mixed? Preferably, I think Monday maybe. And my first game I started out with, my first game was a 246. So I'm going, oh, okay. So actually, even last night, that got me my 212 in the third game. I think I started out with it and it wasn't really doing that well. Um, and so I went to the Theorem Pearl, and that didn't do too well. I tried the Alert, and that didn't do too well. So I went with the phase phase two Pearl, and that one seemed to be as tame because I was having a lot of wet dry situations where if I was a little bit too right, I was on the head pin. If I was a little bit too left, I was getting a washout, or lucky to almost get a washout. I had 1 2 10. I mean, 1 2 4. So, but I'm going to try out Saturday once again the Combat. It rolled nice, um, and I won't. I'll give it another try. I mean, I was happy with the performance of it, so we'll see what happens. I really should have on Wednesday night, last night. I really should have brought a asymmetrical solid. I didn't, and unfortunately, I think that would have helped me a little bit in the first game. Because all I had was the Alert, and it just wasn't coming back because it was just too much oil down there. I think if an asymmetrical solid might have helped me a little bit more. But live and learn. I had it, and then I took it out and I threw the Theorem Pearl in, and um, I said, let's go with that. And I had too many pearls. Um, my two asymmetrics, the Combat and the Theorem Pearl, the I brought along the Zone, and I really should have. I took the Zero Mercy solid out for the Zone, and I really shouldn't have done that. But I wanted to give the Zone one more try, and I threw it initially, and it wasn't working too well. So that will probably go back in the box. And it's not the blue one; it's the black one. The conditions just were not good for it. But other than that, we shall see what Saturday will bring. Um, yeah, this Saturday, and then next Saturday I will be in Carpentersville, and I'll come home in time enough to do my league on Saturday night. So, because it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we don't start till 5 o'clock. It takes an hour and a half to get there. So, if anything, it gets out at 2. I'll be home by 3:30. It's not going to be a big deal. And if it's that late, I'll go straight to the lanes. But other than that, I did try on Sunday the original effect, and that ball was just for me was way too strong. So that one I won't be using for a little bit. Um, I'm anxious to get my Raptor Rain out again, but because my alert has been doing so well, that's played a back seat to that. There are a couple other balls that I have that I want to try and gradually bring out again because when I was throwing them last time, when I got them, I was not throwing it the same way as I'm throwing it now, which is giving a little bit more revs out of it. Um, so gradually I'll get in. That's why I get the Combat, and that's what I did with Theorem Pearl, and both of them come out pretty good. So I will. I'll keep on bringing out some older balls to see what's going on. And then, like I said, I want to get the concept drilled. I'm thinking about the Bionic, which I may bring to the tournament. I'm not too sure. I have to look at the 6 that I got in today. And if anything strikes me good, they're all Brunswick and track and the Brunswick brand, Brunswick label under there. And see if I do anything. Finally, on the audio, I'm glad the audio is working right now, and I don't understand why it wasn't working at the bowling alleys. Let me turn it up a little bit more just to make sure that it's still going good. Let's see. Oops. I apologize for the lousiness of it on the lanes, and I don't know why now because it's working fine here, but in a house, in the bowling alley, it's got that garbled stuff, which it sounds like a codec issue. Maybe it's a buffering issue with the internet, but I'm not going off of internet. Here I am going off internet, so maybe I'm having a speed issue with that in those houses. I go strictly off LTE on there because I don't want the houses like what happens with Bolt TV when it gets kind of funky. It's because everybody else is on their phones and they're going off the same thing, especially in Boleros. They're going off of the signal, which then is causing the issues. And then either you're going to get the choppiness of it or you're going to get the blackout or something. With me, it seems to be doing the garbled audio. At least the signal is coming through and the video is coming through. But um, I have no way of knowing unless I got it. And if it's happening, then I don't have a choice because I don't want to go off the internet when I'm broadcasting or live streaming in the houses. I don't want to tie up their internet nor have any interference. So I'm basically going off the telephone signal. And I know at Centennial that place is like a lead box. It's very difficult to get a signal. I'm sitting usually on 1 bar, 2 bar. So I'm happy that if I can even get a video signal out of it, let alone an audio. So I do appreciate the patience. That's all I can really do. I'm stuck with it. And like I said, I'm not going to go off the house's internet. And at Centennial and once internet, I don't have access to their internet because it's password protected. So I don't have any access at all. So we'll see. The best if how LTE goes or 5E or 5G or whatever it's called. Um, I'm kind of stuck with what the phone gives me at the time. Mostly it's pretty good, and especially at Payless, it's usually pretty good because they seem to be a little bit more open with their signals than the signal can come in. But I'm on AT&T, and AT&T sometimes has issues. But other than that, I'm looking forward to the week. I'm still feeling good about the bowling, even though the tournament wasn't that great. I got to focus on my spare making, and if I can get my spare making, then at least I should not finish last. How far I finish up depends upon how many strikes I get. And at the last tournament in Crawfordsville, other than the 189 and the 190, I never got more than than 2 strikes a game, and in a couple of them was only 1 strike. So the last game, of course, I think I had 1 strike, maybe two, but I had like 3 or 4 opens, and they were all makeables, and that's unacceptable. So we shall see. We'll try and get better and enjoy. And I appreciate all you following me along on this little mission of fun for me. Um, Once again, I don't know how long I can do this. I'm fortunate my body is still holding out. I did have some knee issues on, let's see, Tuesday. Tuesday was fine bowling. Or no, Monday was fine bowling, but Tuesday I woke up and my left knee, which is of course my sliding knee, was not swollen, but it hurt. I could hardly walk on it. So I went in the shower and I beat some hot water on it. And then I said that I was going to be wearing a brace, and I wore a knee support. It's not a brace, but it's a knee support. And that seemed to work out okay. Last night, in practice, it was not hurting, but it felt like it could start to hurt. Felt like it might give. So I don't know what's going on there. Today it's fine. I have no knee support. So before I started bowling, after about 4 or 5 throws in practice last night, I went into the restroom and I put my knee support on, and I felt no issues at all. When I got done, I went back in there, took it off, and there was no issues at all. So it just may be fatigue because of all the games I bowled this week, especially with the tournament. So I know that in the tournament, I probably, whether it's going to be feeling weird or not, I probably will wear the support. It's an elastic one. It's nothing serious. There's no gears or anything like that. It's just strictly as a support. You pull it up and it just keeps that everything tight. I'll probably wear that at the tournament. Um, it never interferes. It helps if there is an issue like it did on Tuesday. But that's probably what I will do, just as a precaution. I do not want to have to get to a point where my knee is in a position where it'll have to be surgery. Because I'll be honest with you, I probably will stop bowling after that. I don't want to go through any surgery on that. If it's bad where I can't bowl anymore, then that time has come. I've had more memories and more excitement in the years that I had. And if something like that happens where all of a sudden it's like you got to go under knee surgery or something, I'll just call it a day and be thankful for what I got. Um, this is my 6th year, and it's probably been the 6 most exciting bowling years in my life. If it should all end, I have no regrets. I made a lot of friends. I've had a lot of fun. I will still be around bowling. The local ones I'll go and visit. But I don't want to have to go through any surgery. It's not worth it. Um, it's If I was younger, yes, I would, because I would say I want to fight through all this kind of stuff. It's not worth it. I'll just have to figure out what to do with all my bowling balls. So there may be a fire sale at my house. But so far so good. And if it's a knee support, like I said, today there's actually no issues at all. And like I said, I bowled all 3 games with the support on, so that's a very good sign. Um, and we will see what happens. But until then, thank you very much for stopping by today and listening to me drivel on what it is. Once again, in summary, it was a good week. Lousy tournament, but a good week overall. And looking forward to Saturday. I will be dropping off a ball at Tinley on Friday because one of my bowlers on Monday, he has an RSTX2, and that thing was the most filthiest thing I ever saw in my life. And he was complaining about the action of the ball, and I said, "Well, that ball has no surface on it, and that I can do anything with. I said, it's coated with dirt and oil and everything." And he goes, "Well, I clean it when I'm done." I says, "Yeah, but And I showed him another ball that I had with me, which was the Combat. I said, "See how shiny this ball is?" He goes, "Yeah, that's what yours is to look like. Yours looks like," and I pulled out the Alert. Yours looks like my Alert. Looks like a solid. That cover stock is all coated with stuff. Oh, so I resurfaced it for him, repolished it for him. So I got to drop it off at Tinley on Friday for him, and he'll have a brand new RSTX2, which is a really good ball, and it's one of my staples that I bring to every tournament. I tried it at Carpenter's Crawfordsville, and it didn't do what I was hoping it would do, so I did not use it at all. I tried my other ones, my Defender Hybrid, that didn't work, and I tried my Theorem Hybrid, the original one, that didn't do anything. So those did not get any use at the tournament. Um, but so I'll be bringing that to him on Friday at Payless. I mean at Tinley, because he bowls a Friday league men's league on there. So thank you all for stopping by. I'm glad that the audio worked a little bit today, and we won't have any issues at all. Hopefully today, and I'm looking forward to the week, Saturday, Sunday, and then all the way throughout the week. And then next Saturday, the tournament in Carpentersville. I like that. I like the house, and I like the tournament. I like Crawfordsville. What do I do, good or bad? It's a fun place. Gary Alsop runs a great show, and a lot of good bowlers were there. Uh, and I'm looking forward to next Saturday, and a lot of good bowlers are there. So, with that in mind, thank you very, very much for stopping by. Thank you for subscribing to me and following my streams. There was no stream Saturday because of the tournament. There probably will be a stream this Saturday because I should get back from the tournament quick enough that I can have time to set up before we start bowling. I came in late this Saturday, and there's no sense in wasting time to set up when I got to get up and bowl. And I bowled like 4 or 5 frames right away and then continue bowling. So, no, there was nothing last Saturday, but there will be probably something this Saturday. So, thank you all for following me. Thank you all for listening to my drivel. And if I bowl with you, thank you for watching and following. And here's to a good week. Once again, thank you very much. And I will see you on Saturday night, mixed at Payless at 5 o'clock. Take care and thank you again. Bye.